Yeah.
Hey everyone, it's the program.
On TV.
So we turn on the machine, we turn on the TV, we turn on the machines.
No, we're on TV.
Oh, we're on.
TV is part of the machines. So that's like, it's counted in there. Hey,
Fair
Carl,
enough.
how are you doing?
I'll get back on the bicycle tomorrow.
What?
Fall off the horse, get back on the horse.
Stay on that horse.
Except we have bicycles now, we don't have horsies.
Yep. Yeah. Some people have horses, but they live out that ways.
Yeah.
Out.
It's Monday.
Over towards Chehalis, maybe.
Yeah. Them
Or
parts.
Eatonville.
Yeah, them parts, them rural parts. With
I
big
think there's some
lawns.
horses within a mile where we are probably. They're around.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, but horses are not urban anymore.
No.
Living right next to people's houses, like house after house after house.
There must have been so much horse crap everywhere.
Yeah.
Wherever you go.
Well, the bigger the field,
they would call
wider
those road
disbursement
apples.
of horse craps.
Right? Road apples?
Back in horse days.
They're round.
Yeah.
Road
like apples.
They have like round piles of poop, which is pretty funny because it's quite different than cow poop, which is a big splatter pile.
Oh.
How you doing, Dan?
On.
Yeah, it's a pie actually, as opposed to
Cow
apples.
pie. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing much better.
How's the week?
Week's been good. Pretty busy. Really busy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Chris, my daughter, dropped off Xander in the morning. I'd wake up, and within about 2 minutes, he's like right up in my face. Hey, blah 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 blah. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Well,
It's kind
kids
of fun.
don't skip a beat, do they?
No. I've told him too. Hey, dude, listen. I need about half an hour to slurp coffee and read stuff and wake up. And he tries, but he doesn't do very well. He's 7 years old. He tries. I see the trying happening because I see him start to walk towards me, and then he stops himself and he goes back to playing his game. It's pretty funny. Oh, he wants to interact with me the whole time, and I do for the most part. Because he's like 7. He's only going to be 7 this one time. And as he gets older, he will change. His interests will change. His social networks will change. And so this is a rare time for me to chill with a 7-year-old. So and he's a good kid. He's
good.
He's not mean. He's got kindness in him, and yeah, he's a good kid. So I encourage that. I try and be a good male role model, and teach, show, help.
I kind of laughed at the social networks for obvious reasons. You know, Facebook. You know.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I said it, that I
the
thought about
7-year-old
that too.
Facebook.
No. Social networks are, groups of friends or
Right.
cousins if you live close to your cousins, or
The original
neighborhood
social
kids.
networks.
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
Analog.
Yep. Ups and downs, waves of things. It just doesn't come in a post. It comes in a presence.
How's you see anything on the streets?
Chickens.
Street chickens?
Well, they were in a backyard.
You saw them from the street though?
No.
Oh.
They were close to a street.
Yeah.
You know, there was a house in the way, but and then
That's
there
like
was the street.
That's like everywhere you're close to. I think you're close to a street. I don't know.
Okay.
It's hard to get away.
I just couldn't think of anything
Yeah.
else.
Trying to get away.
Free chickens.
Hard to get away from streets if you're unless you're walking into the woods or something. But you're
Spiders.
close to a street. Yeah.
Spiders.
I think they're coming back out. You know, they go away in the summertime, and I think they're more fall, winter. Like because in the summertime you see all the other bugs, mosquitoes come out, and all the other things. I think spiders they go away a little bit when it's too hot outside. But I think when
it cools down, sure they come out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the season. I think that's the sign of the seasons.
A semi-hibernation, I guess.
Well, yeah.
I think maybe just dormant. Maybe they go outside and they come back inside when it gets cold out.
Yeah. We're their winter home.
Yeah.
That's why I like the giant house spider. It hunts them. All the
littler ones?
8-legged interlopers.
So when you see a big spider and you think, whoa, it's a big one, that's
yeah.
the one that you're...
Big brown one. That's probably a good one because most of the...
that's the one you're freaked out by, though.
Don't get very close to them. Yeah, because they're so huge.
You're like, oh, that's a scary one, but that's the good one.
Who was that
it's
alias?
not aggressive to people at all. It doesn't bite people generally. And if it did, its venom is a bee sting, maybe, if that.
The big ones.
Yeah.
Who was that alias that didn't like spiders, day or 3 days ago or whatever on a phone conversation?
Yeah. It might have been.
Oh, a lot of people don't like them. They're creepy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and, you don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to, jump on you and go for the jugular, right?
Probably not, yeah.
Can you be a
Probably
Spider-Man fan and also an arachnophobic?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Because he's a dude in a red and blue suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing scary about that. Unless you're a criminal. A thug.
Well,
You're
yeah.
thuggerated.
But you've seen them on the streets like webs?
Yeah. I love watching them. I was on the corner. There's, I don't know if it's the same one. They're jumping spiders. They're tiny little guys. They're really not big at all. They're, half a dime. Not even a full centimeter. They're really small. They're like no bigger really than your pinky nail. And what they do is some of them will they'll find a flat place that they can jump from and to, and they will do a little webbing around the perimeter and they'll wait. And whenever any kind of bug pulls on the little web, right? It'll tell the little jumping spider to go get them. Flies or moths or other bugs that land on the rock, it'll line itself up and jump on them. I've never seen a jumping spider actually jump on prey. I would love to. But
they probably aren't doing it when there's bigger things around.
Yeah, such as giant Dans.
Yeah.
Staring down on them.
They can tell.
With my hot human breath.
They're not. I don't know if they're trying to eat. They're trying to wait to eat until afterwards or do that stuff.
Well, I think they pretty much take whatever they can get.
Yeah.
Bug soup in any case.
Are they around here, the jumping ones?
Oh, all over.
Oh.
All over the country. Hundreds of different species. Most of them are brightly colored. They're real pretty little things.
Are they hiding or something? I've never seen a brightly colored spider.
Oh, they're small. They're tiny. Pinky nail.
Oh, yeah.
Look at your pinky nail. They're really not much bigger than that. And they're in the shape of a triangle. Their back end is the pointy end, and their front end is the wide end. And they've got the largest eyes per body ratio as any other spider. He's got these two front-facing stereoscopic eyes, and they will go back and forth, and they will figure out the distance that they got to jump.
There's probably a lot of spiders that most of them you don't see because the ones you see are only the few that are like
daring and bold.
Yeah, the certain ones that make the webs up high and are obvious, and there's probably a lot of them that most of them are hiding.
Oh, I am sure there are all kinds of different species.
We gotta get Spider Day going.
Scatters among the rocks.
So you think that the ones that we see most of the time are just the one, like the same
in the
kind?
House?
Are they the same kind, like the regular? I mean, they're kind of brown and they make the webs, and they're in the house and they're outside.
Well,
they seem to be the same kind. Like I don't see more than one.
There are 2-3 different species, 2 for sure, maybe a third species of orb weaver, and these are the ones where you see 2 branches or 2 bunches of leaves, and there's this wall, and it goes in a circle, and it's in a perfect round circle, and there is a yellow-brown spider right in the center with 2 legs, and they sit there right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an orb weaver. They will bite you if you pester them. Their bite is not pleasant. You won't get sick. It will just hurt a lot for a day or 2.
Those are the ones that you see the most often too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Those are bad ones, huh?
Do
The
they?
ones that you walk into the
Well,
web.
they're good. They're good. They catch all kinds of mosquitoes and flies.
But the
and
ones that
stuff.
you walk into the web, they'll bite you and it'll hurt for 2 days.
Yeah.
I've never gotten bitten by one of those. I walk into webs all the time.
Well, you've been lucky. You know, I think if you mess with them, if you pester with them, but I think if you land on, they're like all freaked out. Something just hit their entire web.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to get the hell out of here. So I think most of them jump off or try and get away.
Okay.
That's their habitat. Do any of them wear like red and blue spandex?
Hey, it's time for the next
Why,
game.
yes, it's the Marvel...
Yes.
Wait.
Marvelipidus.
Right.
Conspicuous corpus.
Here we go. Written number down on Hamilton 1 6. We're gonna be rolling the dice here. We're gonna see if we can visualize the future.
I used to be afraid of them, really bad. I've made my peace. You know, it started out, maybe I still feel this way, but it started out, know your enemy. And, you know, it started as this quest to know which ones were really bad and know which ones were not. And daddy longlegs are not so bad. They won't bite you. They're not aggressive. They catch
One.
bugs. Number one.
Anybody win?
Nope.
Carl won yesterday. I have a 2.
If there were 2 little more dots next to that one, then yeah, I would have won.
I think Dan has a 3. I'm guessing.
Speaking
you're
of
guessing
3, I
correctly.
probably needed 3 dots myself.
You're on Team Dan today, huh?
So I'm at a 4.
What?
Okay.
I chose a 4.
Oh, okay.
Dan chose a 3 apparently, and you chose a 2.
2, so 2, 3, 4. We're looking for somebody to win. Here's a message here.
This means
Hi,
something.
Kenny. This is Dan.
Hi, Dan.
You haven't called me for a few days.
Oh, yeah?
You haven't called me for a few days.
Sorry about that.
You can call me back. It doesn't matter
You're sorry?
how late it is. Bye.
We were busy.
Well, doing the show is hard work.
Is it?
Lots of sweating and
The
lifting
mailbox
and
belonging to
Dan
Dan
Dobler
Dobler
is
full.
and is
Oh,
no
and
longer
cannot
accepting
accept new
messages.
messages at this
Time.
time. To leave a
Call
callback
back.
number,
Please press 5.
or please try again
Yeah.
later.
Goodbye. No? Oh. I thought there was a goodbye at the end of that.
Goodbye.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it just took a second.
Yeah.
So what's the word of the day?
I think it's 2 words.
It's outer space.
Oh, I feel loved
I-
again.
oh.
I really do.
I don't know. I mean,
feel loved.
it's out of convenience.
It doesn't
know,
matter.
I don't know,
It
okay.
doesn't matter. It feels,
How you- yeah.
It's a sweet thing. So.
But
yeah.
I almost said space. I was putting on in there, and then I
I
wanted
know. I felt the struggle going on.
to. No, I almost put it on. I almost put on just space before when I was thinking of the categories. I was like, oh, damn it. And then so instead of that, I put outer space to differentiate between just like there's like space between the objects,
yeah.
or you can be in a space. It's like anything. What's space?
How about the
there's
space? How about the space between my ears?
Yeah, so we're saying
No.
outer space.
I mean, there's space, and we could be talking about the distance between us or how far away a thing is. But when you say outer space, it's a specific term. It means outside of the Earth, beyond
Yeah,
the Earth.
yeah.
Interestingly,
This could be outer space.
No, it can't be.
Inner space.
No, we're talking about outer space. Outer space,
not space.
No, not space. Outer space. That's what.
Outer space.
What we just said is the
Reverb.
opposite of what you said. We're saying we're talking about outer space, outside, not this space.
Yeah, I need reverb when I say outer space.
There was a Martin Short movie called Inner Space.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're talking about outer space.
Yeah, I liked it. I saw it. I liked it. Disney. Yeah. It was a campy
Joe Dante, yeah.
reversion of Fantastic Voyage, which they really need to redo. It would look like it would really look. They have a really good idea of what the bloodstream looks like if you're smaller than a blood cell. What that would look like. They could really do an accurate description
Well-
and having a little miniaturized submarine go through someone's bloodstream and attempt to repair a thing.
Well, yeah, that's thanks to modern science.
Yeah, yeah.
What about outer space, though?
Well, outer space, what's really interesting is the term outer space became popularized with pulp fiction.
Not the movie.
Lots of movies. Anytime you talked about aliens, they were from outer space, and you had to say outer space because it has this feeling connected to it. Outer space, right? Just the way our culture says the word and uses the word, there's kind of a bigness to it when you say it. Outer space.
When did we first send anything into outer space? That must have been.
Sputnik.
That was the first thing to ever make it.
Yep,
In the,
Russians.
50s?
Yeah, 1956.
But before that, everybody or like lots of people knew that there was space, and it was like one way out there.
Yeah, but they really didn't have a very good idea how far things away were. In the early 1900s, astronomers started to understand the distance of the planets and get them relatively accurately. They weren't sure about galaxies. They saw these nebula. They weren't sure if those were objects in our galaxy or not. And they had a sense we were in a galaxy, but they really weren't sure what it looked like. Didn't have a sense of like the diameter of our galaxy and stuff.
Mhm.
They had a basic understanding of things, but there are things that science had not shown any facts for. No one had found facts about, okay, that galaxy is actually that far away. And then have someone else try and recreate that thing, and they do it too. And then they use some other method, and they determine the same thing again.
Yeah, I
So-
remember science, through hearing about this in high school and whatnot. Science was incredibly elusive at that time, and they were like thinking of canals on Mars, for example.
Oh yeah, Lowell and his visions. He drew pictures of what he saw, and no one else with comparable instruments saw the same thing as him. But he was the first one, and he called them canals, and people were like, "Oh, Martians!" And science fiction writers leapt on that. Crazy.
Yes.
I mean, they were just like.
It was. It
You could
might
see
be
lines?
It might be proved. Yeah, lines going from one place to another. And so he developed this whole idea about how Mars was really dry, and it was drying up, and so the Martians built these canals to transport water from the North and South Poles, where you can clearly see ice caps, to the central regions.
Right.
And during Martian summers, areas of Mars will get darker. And some would speculate that would be foliage.
Right.
There's weather patterns, and they couldn't see a whole lot of detail, but what they could see was tantalizing.
What's
So-
the darkness contributed to now then?
Oh, dust,
Hmm.
sand. There is a lot of dust on Mars, lots and lots of dust, and it's dark gray.
Lots of storm clouds.
Yeah, but the rock itself is more red than anything. But there's all kinds of dunes that just blow all over the place. And when you get a weather system going, that dust gets carried up into the upper atmosphere.
So would you call Mars a gigantic Tatooine? The home planet that Luke Skywalker grew up on?
That's like
I
that's
mean,
the desert.
So many
Yeah.
dunes.
It's more like the desert
You know,
on Earth. I think
Well,
so.
well, in Tatooine, it was a very, very arid planet, and they
Yeah.
have moisture evaporators, right? They grab moisture out of the air.
Yeah.
There are no lakes or oceans on the planet, so yeah, it's very dry.
Wow.
So, and Mars is very dry, but Mars has ice fields, and there is ice under the ground.
Now it's info time.
Permafrost.
Here Here are answers to some frequently asked questions about the program. You're watching it right now. It's called Your Daily Hour with Me. It's a call-in television talk show on the radio that's recorded right here in Thurston County every day of the year. It airs every night, 11:30 p.m. and 2 a.m. on Low Power FM. Each episode on COA 106.5. Each episode broadcasts a week after it was taped, so you're watching this on TV at 11:30 p.m. This episode taped to the same weekday of the previous week. If you're watching this at 2 a.m., this episode taped to the same day of the month of the previous year. You can also watch any episode of the program on YouTube.com. Anyone can come on the program, especially you. We rely on the community for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384. Leave a message. We'll call you back on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, and now back to the program.
Are you reading, or are you just saying stuff you have in your mind now?
Is that memorized?
I'm not... No. What? Who? Sure. All of the above.
Yeah.
A, B, and C, and D.
That Dan Dobler message was the only message. So we
Is
can,
that it?
Yeah, that's it for messages. So we can just keep saying outer space stuff. Is there anything new? You got any new stuff?
Oh, yeah. The
Space
comet. Okay, I told you about this comet that this little satellite is orbiting around called Rosetta.
Uh-huh.
And it's going to have a lander that lands on it called Philae. Well, it's orbiting fairly close. It's less than 100 kilometers in diameter. It's pretty close, and it's taking high-resolution pictures, and they picked 5 different landing spots for the Philae lander this week. And they're in different spots. And also, what's really interesting is looking at these high-resolution pictures, there are boulders on there. These are boulders the size of houses, small buildings.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a big tree, right? Without the trunk, just the big roundy part, just sitting there in the ice.
Dan, why
This
is
is
a
like-
tree in outer space?
Well, the tree is actually made
It's the
completely
shape
out
of
of
a tree.
snowball.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are giant snow clumps that are sitting on this planet, and they have rolled to a center of gravity, where the gravity is strongest wherever they're laying, and they rolled there. And there's some, like, it's shaped like a rubber duck, right? You've got a larger, longer body part, and then you've got a rounder head-like other part. It's the other lobe. And then you've got a neck area kind of in the middle that's a little off center. And the lander, there's like 2 spots on one of the lobes and 2 spots on the other, and one a little closer to the neck.
Uh-huh.
So it was just fascinating to see these, giant boulders on these little spots. They're like little specks of sand. But I tried to do the best estimate that I could. The comet is 4 kilometers long, and so I tried to get a sense how long was 2, how long was 1, and once you get 1 kilometer, then you can get a pretty good estimate of how many meters these little boulders are. And so 100 meters, that's a football field from end zone to end zone, not the stadium part, just
Okay.
the end zone to end zone. So these little things were a little closer to 50 or 30 meters. And at some point, they'll give out actual measurements. Someone will say, okay, that one is this big. Me, I'm doing a educated guess at best. So these are big things. So what happens is every time it goes by the sun, and it's almost at its closest approach now, it's going to start outgassing, and the orbiter is going to take all kinds of pictures. And that will last for maybe a month or so, and then it starts receding back into the farther part of its orbit.
Can the comet explode into chunks as it's getting closer to the sun? Like the sun heats
It
up
has
the-
to get super close. Mercury's orbit.
Oh,
super
I see.
close.
Fair enough.
Yeah, super close.
So it's not hot enough when it, enters in around Earth's orbit, or somewhere around Venus.
The
as you
last
get past Mercury.
when Rosetta spotted when it got close to it, got within like, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers or something like that. It got fairly close, and it started taking readings of the temperature of the comet, and it was minus 90. And this is CO2 freezes.
Right.
It sublimes at this temperature.
Right.
And so it's gotten closer. The group has gotten closer. It's now a satellite of the comet, right? And it's gotten, it's now in closer to Mars. And so what will happen is, as it slowly rotates, the surface will warm up, whatever parts are hitting the sun. And if it's fairly even, the ice will just slowly evaporate. Steam.
Yeah.
It will slowly evaporate, and little tiny pieces of dust and sand and grit and a little bit will come lifted off with that. A comet only explodes if the gravitational forces or the heat forces are really, really uneven. Like if it's not spinning very much and it gets super hot on one side.
Right.
What will happen is it will evaporate very quickly, but it'll crack, and things will just break off. They don't explode really. They just go and they break off, and they just fly off. And after a day, it's traveled.
It's downwind
a long ways. Yeah. And the one that hit Jupiter, when it got close to hitting Jupiter, Shoemaker-Levy.
Yeah.
When it hit Jupiter, it got really close, and the gravitational forces on it were really, really strong, and it broke up into just a bunch of pieces that were all lined up.
Right.
So this one, it will steam. It'll get steamy a little bit, and then it'll head back out, and then Philae will land on it.
So if I understand the answer to your question, it would be puffing off dust or whatever, just like little not even explosions, just like
sunny day, you
rocks
see,
or whatever would be just floating off.
Yeah, because the gravity is so weak.
Yeah.
They might be. It looks like with this comet, it's flaky. Because if you look at pictures of it, it's got these like edges and cliffs and stuff. It looks like it's kind of flaky. It's not like a snowball that you compact it. It's more like, it snows, and then it freezes, right? It melts a little bit, and then it freezes, and you've got these solid kind of areas and thinner areas, and then it snows again, and then it melts a bit, and then it freezes, and then it snows again. It looks like that's what this thing is made out of. And getting a sense of how it's layered and put together gives us a sense of how it was built, what kind of environment this comet grew up in, as well as many, many, many others. It will tell us of the birth of the solar system, understanding how this thing is made. Because when the sun first formed, there's this area called the snow line. And this is an area where water vapor doesn't stay in a gas form. It condensates onto something. And you get snow and things freeze. And so past the snow line, which is out past Mars, all the ices clump together like rock.
Yeah. And
everything inside the snow line, the water vapor was driven back towards the snow line. But these comets come from way, way the hell out past Neptune.
Oh, yeah.
They're way out there. Way, way, way out. They formed at the edge of the ring of material that our solar system formed at. And if we have a good sense of the behavior of the gas and the dust and how things kind of happened out there, it will tell us a little bit better of how things happened closer into the sun.
Do comets travel past the Oort cloud?
It's believed that they come from the Oort cloud and from the Kuiper belt.
Wow.
It's believed that they come
pretty
from
far
that.
Out there.
Oh, yeah, like a tenth of a light year away. It's way, way, like Like Pluto is 42 astronomical units away. 42. Okay, the Earth and Sun is a unit of measure called an AU, an astronomical unit. Pluto is 42 of those.
Right.
That's its average. Neptune is 40 something, 41. That's its average.
Right.
So these comets come from that region and 10 times farther. Okay, I'm going to win this time. I swear.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, if I don't win, I'll swear. How about that?
Okay. Here it goes. Well.
4, and what's the other one? Oh, man. Well, shit.
Yeah, there
There's
you go.
my
I was
swearing.
gonna-
Yeah, I had to say a swear word.
You did.
I
Carl got 500 points, right? Yeah, I did.
Carl is the winner.
Carl's got 500 points right now. That's pretty good.
500.
Here, let's call Freddie the producer. Let's see how the production is going. We're
So
gonna be going.
I did a bunch of reading on Philae on all the little instruments on this little guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn cool. In outer space.
Hello. Oh, we're gonna be going to TCTV this week.
Oh
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
Back, huh?
Yeah.
The studio's back.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do your karaoke show yet? That's back?
No,
too, right?
no, that's in 2 weeks.
What
That's later this month.
day?
Hey, you've reached Freddie Dobler.
Friday.
I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave
Third
me a
Friday.
nice message, then I will call you back as soon as I can.
Third Friday, so
Thanks
the
a lot.
19th.
Yeah.
Oh, 8 Friday's program calls back. If you want to, okay, bye.
Yo.
Friday the 19th.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
At 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I told Robert I want the green screen. I want to be in front of the green screen. Have the backdrop somewhere in there, right? That one I painted, the black one with the 2 people singing.
Uh-huh.
I want to put that somewhere, but I want a green screen with different images that whoever is directing can put on behind us.
Mountains and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. If someone's singing a sad song, we'll have a rainy day.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Someone's singing a happy song, the beach.
So, is there a whole bunch of latest and the greatest technology right now in TCTV?
Yes.
Or is it
Yeah, our switcher is the same kind of quality technology, the same capabilities as one at King 5 News.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah. It is the Shiat.
Good grief, man.
Yeah, it's pretty complex.
Well, I'm looking forward. I understand that there's training going on later on this week,
Yeah.
and so
Are you going to take the class?
yeah.
Good. How about you, Kenny?
Yeah.
Good.
We're gonna go learn from Dan's gonna teach. Are you teaching the class?
Part of it, yeah.
I'm gonna go learn from teacher Dan there.
Yep. Yeah, I would teach you things. I would teach you how to do this. Yes. And
That's
more.
part
And
of
much more.
Part of
Oh,
TCTV
boy.
certification.
Yes, if you could do that on TV successfully, you're certified to use some equipment. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Maybe. Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'm still trying to get down the mechanics of being inside a glass cube. You know, as
Huh?
a mime.
Oh.
I don't know what you're
Oh,
talking
I
about.
practiced doing that.
Well,
What,
yeah,
in
apparently you
college.
have.
You practice
if you
the-
can do one fingers and get the one from your right hand to your left hand. and-
Oh.
That's kind of miming. You
Um,
practice
that was-
miming in college?
Man,
Yeah.
Are you good at it? No.
I don't know. I
No,
don't
you
know.
haven't practiced.
I haven't kept up my practice. Thank
You
you.
haven't kept up your mime practice. Why would
Yeah.
you do mime practice?
Because I like it. Because it's fun. I got shown how, and so I'm like, I dig this. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Who showed you?
Teacher, Jeff Glassman. He was awesome. He showed
Did
all
he-
kinds of stuff. I just haven't been practicing. I just need to practice for a
How
few
to do
minutes, and
mime.
then it kind of comes back.
did he go to clown college or what was his?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of clown college.
Don't know. I
Mime
don't
college,
know.
at least. When mime
Yeah,
college,
he did mime. Yeah, he's been doing mime. I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
How about more outer space stuff for us?
Okay, so So this comet, let me tell you about the little lander that's going to land on it. It's got probably 20 different instruments. First of all, it's got 2 harpoons and a drill. Did I tell you that before?
No.
Yeah, 2 harpoons and a drill. So it's got 2 harpoons that will go out this way, and it's got claw legs that will go and dig in.
Wow.
When it lands. Originally, something else I learned, originally Rosetta was going for a different comet, originally. But there was a problem with the something with the rocket or something. There was a problem. There was a delay. It was delayed by a month. And so they had to reconfigure the mission because the Earth was now in a different place and the comet they were looking for was in a different place, and it wouldn't have had enough fuel, and they couldn't figure out having it get gravity assist from planets to get it where they wanted to go. So they had to reconfigure the mission, and they figured that all out. They worked on it for a good month. And it ended up doing a couple loops around the inner planets to get gravity boosts, and then it visited 2 asteroids. And now it's on its way to this comet, which is much bigger than originally. No, it's smaller, actually. It's smaller than the comet they were going for. So they reconfigured the legs. They gave them more clawy things.
Mm-hmm.
So what it'll do is it will land on this spot. It will use the 2 harpoons to hold on. And then it's going to drill in, and it's going to use the drill to hold it in place. It's got a mass spectrometer. What it'll do is it will take passive readings and active readings. It'll look at, because it's in a vacuum, essentially, if you analyze the light hitting the gas that comes off, the gas absorbs some of the light in the spectrum, and so you can see what the chemicals are in it. It's called mass spectrometry, right? You turn it into a gas, you shine a light in front of it, and you read the spectrum, and you can tell what elements, because each element in each molecule has a different signature of what little bands of the spectrum it takes out. So it's got one of those. The Rosetta is going to be sending radar into the comet, and it's going to send it as it orbits at the little lander, and the radar will bounce off the lander, so it will get this sounding like thing. It'll get a double reading, and so the satellite is going to orbit every which way, and it will get a 3-dimensional view of this comet. What else? It's going to use one scanner that they use is they shoot protons at an object, and the way when it hits the object, gamma rays bounce off, and so it reads the signature of the gamma rays, and they can tell what the minerals are. It's a nice little scanner. What else? It's got high-resolution cameras.
Ooh.
It'll be taking pictures of as it lands. And all around it's got panoramic view of the surrounding area, what it looks like.
Comet.
Yeah.
Which is more high resolution, the cameras at TCTV or on this probe?
Hopefully it's a probe.
Hopefully it's the probe.
I don't know. Those cameras of ours are pretty damn high resolution.
Yeah. What would they? Where are
there's
these
probably a microscope. I think there's a microscope on there that will look at tiny things.
Where's all the pictures of the comets? Are they on the? I haven't seen any.
The scientific body that is managing it is the European Space Agency.
Uh-huh.
And so they're posting stuff all the time. It's not NASA. And people are used to posting stuff from NASA.
Yeah.
NASA has a different probe orbiting, or that is in the asteroid belt, and it's heading to the largest asteroid, which is a dwarf planet, Ceres.
Did they give up on people sending people to the moon? Was there just no reason to? They
Yeah.
keep sending.
Yeah, they pretty much gave up.
They could, because now, what's the point of that, right? They can just send probes up there. There's no reason to put people on there. Is that kind of?
Well, we want samples. We want stuff. Yeah. Well, we came. We looked. We saw. We took samples. We went back.
What's the purpose of putting people in space? It seems like you could do everything with robots. And there's no reason to put him out there, I guess. Unless you're trying to do testing to make people live out there or something. Hey, it's here may be answers to that after the commercial break.
3, 2, 1.
One.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Dance, Oli, dance.
Hula hoop hoop hoop.
Dance. Live TV dance party. First Friday of each month. 8 p.m.
Actually happening.
to 9 p.m. TCTV Studio A. 440 Yager Way. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has already happened if you're seeing this right now.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, it'll happen
Or
again next month. Yeah. First Friday, right? Of each month at the station.
Private memory. Double back. Private memory. Real better. Available at these fine regions.
Private memory.
Coming up the next episode of the program. Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
It's the commercial
We're talking about squash today.
squash.
Is that a vegetable or is it a game?
And we're talking to Elias on the phone. Hi, Elias. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, see. We're on every night at 11:30 and 2 a.m. on TCTV Channel 22 and 2 a.m. on Coal 106.5 Low Power FM.
Check it out
Somebody stop me. Couches.
before we stop ourselves, maybe.
But today.
I've had enough. Leave me alone.
One call.
Yeah.
Look, Carl's got some stuff in an
Yeah,
envelope.
yeah. Show us your stuff, Carl.
Yeah, all right.
Let's see this stuff. Carl's been talking about this. This is Carl's chalk on wood stuff that I've been saying is a ridiculous format. What do you think? I'm chalk on wood. It's a ridiculous. It's like why chalk on wood?
Oh, it's
So
interesting.
We're gonna see. It's interesting. We're gonna see.
We
how
don't
this,
know if it's been tried before.
Yeah, I've been saying this chalk on wood thing is ridiculous, but we're gonna see how it turned out.
Oh wow.
Hold it up
Oh
to
my
the
god.
camera.
Oh my god.
Dan likes it. That's
I do.
That's chalk on wood.
Yeah.
That's a. How is
This
it
is
so
pretty
dark
amazing.
with chalk? What color
Okay.
wood?
Okay, let's show this.
This is masonite with sidewalk chalk, and this is one. That's one of a human eye, and this
Eyeballs.
one of a dog's eye, of course.
Of
And
course.
and so you can see that it's pretty
You
detailed.
gotta hold
there.
it back a little bit, or hold the camera back so we can see.
Well, the cord is kind of tangled up. But anyway,
Dog eyes.
Yeah. And here's one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I need to do the rework on this. Basically, it was kind of somewhat of a mistake, but people are. These are both glossy and non-glossy prints, and I'm just basically trying to be original as I can, and so of course I guess I'm pretty successful at it. These are 8x10s. I got 4x6s with me as well, and I want to do 16x20 in time for Arts Walk.
How about the originals?
The originals are like ginormously huge. It wouldn't be quite so transportable, at least in this kind of paper format. This paper format is really kind of easily. I
wanna see the originals.
Well, sure. I mean, I guess I'll have to bring them by the studio at some point.
Ooh, Carl's an artist.
Yeah.
So you put the greens and weird colors in the fur, but it makes sense.
I like it.
When you look at it from far away.
I like them. I like them a
Look
lot.
at it and you're like, why is it that color? But I mean, it does make sense eventually.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like chalk on wood to me. I don't
No,
know.
not at all. It's very good. Very good.
Good
Yeah.
job, Carl. Good job of art.
Yeah.
Bring in your originals.
Yeah.
Or bring one in.
Yeah, they're all like
That
the
one's cool. I like the color in that
arm
one.
span. My like the.
Why don't you go hold them up to the other camera so we can see them better? Because I don't think we can. You can bring your mic over there while we're talking about them, though. Maybe. There we go. Ooh, look at it. Closer.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the color in that one. Up a
maybe
little
it's
higher.
Too dark, huh?
Yeah.
Too dark.
Oh, you got to get back a little further.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that's
Look
good.
at that sky. That's out of chalk. I was telling him, I'm like, what? Chalk? That's ridiculous. But it's, yeah, see? You can't see the greens and stuff, and that's pretty
No.
cool when it's, that's why,
So y'all should come to Arts Walk and see his art up close and personal.
yeah. When is that going to be? It's going to be at your thing, your career.
October 3rd and 4th. It's the first weekend of October. I'm curating it. I'm not being painted, so I'll be able to be available.
Good. Well, Carl's been talking about that for a while. So the chalk's not falling off then, huh?
Well, no, it kind of somewhat is. Especially
You realize
if
there's
you
a spray you can use on it so it doesn't come off, right?
Good grief! Yeah, I know. That I've been using Fix-It
Chalk
If,
spray?
and I've not chalk spray too much per se, but Fix-It If and just like different kind of like forms of like spray adhesive. I was thinking about spraying the adhesive on the surface and have some like the glue would travel through the chalk and keep it like immobilized. But
How big is the original?
well, all these originals are at least 24 inches wide or more.
Well, how-
That's the like the arm span. It's like a, you know.
They're like 5 feet
24
wide?
is 2 feet wide. 24 inches is 2 feet.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
at
paintings
least
are like 5 feet long?
no.
Oh, that's your arm span is probably
r-
as
r-
tall as you are. That's what they say.
Well, I probably should have measured the measurements with a tape measure before I came over here.
Well, you know,
But,
I don't know. I mean, it's estimation. Of
They're
like
approximately
about
3-4 feet.
okay.
3 by
3-4 feet.
3 by 3.
So you did them on masonite,
Right.
smooth side or rough side?
Rough side.
Okay. Well, what I recommend with chalk
Yeah.
is not like a spray adhesive. It's
Right.
a spray lacquer.
Well, I have one of those there too, and I was like, okay, let me let it dry, and then rub my finger on it just to make sure that it's not,
Oh,
you know,
crap.
the colors are not moving anywhere, or it's not,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
going dull or whatever.
Have you heard of
And it still happens.
Have you heard of
So-
doing this chalk on wood thing? It seems very far out to me. Have you ever seen anybody else try to do this before?
Oh, I painted on masonite.
What about chalk on wood though? Is
No.
it chalk? Maybe it's not even chalk. I mean, it's not like the stuff
Well,
like
it's
you get out of a
sidewalk
bucket.
So
yeah,
it's
like
dry
Crayola.
chalk.
It's just like the straight up.
sidewalk
It's like the
chalk.
stuff you get out of a bucket that they have at fairs and whatever, or like street
yeah.
street fairs.
Yeah,
It's just that stuff.
Toys R Us sells like a box of 48.
It's just like
Crayola
children's chalk that.
Yeah, children's chalk.
I'm surprised that it's sticking so much.
Well, it sticks, but it sticks from you know when from its chalk is really lightweight, can stick from its own weight, but if it's somehow pulled down or you're pulling it down with smearing it or whatnot, it becomes diluted and dusty and yeah.
So did the spray help or make it worse?
It doesn't. Nothing that I seem to do really helps, but I guess that's why I kind of need to go into photography a little bit as well, just so that I could keep artwork of kind of.
Because the original may not last very long.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, which
That's
is
a good idea.
unfortunate, but you know, hey, it's kind of like, you know, the status of life. You know, if you pick a flower, the flower ceases to exist, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
This is almost kind of like an appreciation of what you have with that limited scope of time that, you know.
Yeah, there you go. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Going to go away. Can't sell it. Can't have the original.
Yeah, well, but, you know, maybe I
paintings.
can... Maybe I can get the original in my car and be on the program
Well,
next.
it's gonna fall apart. Paintings, like they last for hundreds of years.
Yeah. Well,
when is Mona Lisa? That's like what, 1800s or?
No, 16.
Really?
Yeah,
1600s? Wow.
Leonardo da Vinci painted it.
So that's like 400 years old then. 500.
Well,
wait, was it Leonardo?
Yeah. It was Leonardo.
Yeah.
But that's,
anyway,
he was in the 1600s.
Yeah, late 15, I think. Early
Let's
16.
go.
Okay, I need to win this time. If I don't win, I don't think I'll swear.
Oh. Carl's gonna swear. Reroll.
Okay.
Okay, here goes.
Bom 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 bom.
Oh, 552. I got 500 points. Carl got 500 points.
Oh.
And you lost.
I totally lost.
But there was fives.
I lost all the points
ones would have won.
I could have had. I would have been so happy.
Well, Carl, what do you want? Do you want to share?
Not really.
You want to value? You want to share? All right.
Hey man, sharing
What
is
don't you
caring.
care about?
I don't care so much about battling people just to, you know, for ultimate supremacy.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun to watch. It's like, oh, you're gonna battle.
don't
Is
wanna
it really
battle
a
for
battle?
ultimate
Not
supremacy?
really.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm not
you both roll the
the
dice
kind of-
again, and one of you wins.
You're not an ultimate supremacist?
Well, I don't have purple pants and I don't have green skin, so
That's the ultimate warrior.
yeah, or one of them.
How about a regular supremacist? Here, let's call. They were calling this McDonald's in San Jose, California.
Oh my God, we haven't called McDonald's in forever. I don't remember the last time we
I've been
called
calling them.
McDonald's.
That's because well, we have enough to say. Usually, I mean, we still do today. I'm just ended up calling one anyway, just because we haven't called one new around in a while. So
yeah, I think so.
I still call them most days. What do you think, Carl? Most days McDonald's calls? 5 out of 7.
Hey, are they going to bring in the pumpkin shake or the
yeah,
pumpkin?
we can start asking them about that.
Yeah, pumpkin
pie milkshakes.
Yeah.
Or just pumpkin pies in general.
6 out of 4.
It's about pumpkin season. We're gonna start getting into the time when everything starts getting pumpkin. We'll start looking out for it. Look out for the first pumpkin flavored thing you see. I still go to the grocery outlet though, where they have. Actually, tomorrow's gonna be squash day. We're gonna end up talking about this some more. But grocery outlet is like it's they sell non-seasonal ice cream all the time.
Yeah.
So I end up eating a lot of peppermint and pumpkin. It was weird. I ate some pumpkin flavored ice cream in the middle of summer, and it was just it was a really weird feeling. It was like super hot outside eating pumpkin ice cream. It was just like something is wrong. But
did it taste good? Did you like it?
The same as it was. It was such an odd feeling to be eating the flavor. And also I had peppermint ice cream, which is another seasonal one. So they're both like, it's just an odd, because you can get mint chip, but peppermint is different.
Yeah.
Pink and stuff. So
Mint chip has a little bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
And
More
it's
summery
maybe
stuff.
a different kind of mint, or it's not as intense. But peppermint ice cream, oh yeah, yeah, that gets all up in your mouth, and it goes wah.
It's not like those pumpkin things are have pumpkin in them, so or fresh pumpkin, so it doesn't matter about the season. They just put it out in the certain times of season. It's like that. It's like the nutmeg, like kind of cinnamon flavor profile. That's the weird.
Oh, I wouldn't
feeling.
be surprised if they actually put actual pumpkin in it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's a natural flavor, and it's a strong flavor. And then you add the spices in there that we recognize.
I think
that
it's
goes
mostly
with
the
pumpkin
spices.
pie, so.
I think it's mostly.
Oh yeah,
like
cloves, cinnamon.
It's pumpkin spice stuff.
Allspice sometimes.
Yeah.
Nutmeg.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I love taking squash and then.
Add a little bit of nutmeg and say bam.
Well, yeah, cooking it, mashing it up, and throwing in nutmeg and a little cinnamon, a little bit of allspice, something like that. Just throw it in there.
I probably give that Emerald guy too much credit.
And butter?
Yeah.
You got to put the butter in it.
I
gotta have the butter.
I remember I said something right before the commercial break about outer space. I
Yeah.
was saying about people going into outer space and why does that even need to
Russia-
happen anymore? It seems like
Russia is only doing
Like,
that commercially.
the only reason to
right?
send people to outer space seems like it would be just to be like, look, we can do it, and then after that,
like
like,
for
that's part of
$50,
it. There's
no,
part of it. I
or
mean, why do
50
people
million.
climb mountains? Why do they get into this submarine and go to
Well,
the
that's
bottom
for
of the ocean? Why do
maybe
why do people go
that's
out
for
and do a
adventure
hard
and stuff.
thing?
But why not just send
Well, the people
robots out there? The astronauts are like, I want to go.
robots are limited as far as capacity or capability just because they have to be so automated. And when we send them instructions, it's long after the event is passed, unless it's
yeah.
well planned out. Whereas people, they think on the fly, they make decisions on the fly. When they were landing on the moon, a dude had a joystick and he was steering the lander down.
Yeah.
Robot is automated, and if there was a rock or a crater in the way, then yeah, that would have
I
been.
don't know, it's hard for them to tell what's happening. Yeah.
Yep. So, and people really want to go. I mean, you remember that thing where some guy put something online and was offering or asking who would do a one-way ticket to Mars. They would go to Mars. They know they'd never come back, and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people said, "Oh yeah," and you ask people, "Would you go on a one-way ticket to Mars?" And some people are like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah, totally I would."
Yeah.
Would they qualify for astronaut training or whatever?
Yeah, but there's so much carbon over there. The planet needs to be partially terraformed in order to sustain.
Well,
No,
to
they're
walk
not going to live.
around.
They're going to go die on. They're just going to send them out in a ship, and then they're going to die. That's
No,
their
no.
plan.
The idea is they would land and stay there,
Well,
not
they
die.
can't live
It's
on
not
Mars,
a.
though.
It's not a
Right.
doom mission.
Oh, it's not?
No.
I
It's
mean, but that's what it would be.
A one way. It's like there's no vehicle going there. There's no means of getting back
Well, if
to
they
Earth.
want to do that, I mean, maybe for science, I mean, it would be very unethical. But why don't they just get a person and then just send them out as far as they can, knowing they're going to die? Just be like, how far can we get a person just out into space? Just to be like, whoa, see how we can just. Because if you just like say you just rocketed out from the Earth and just went really fast and didn't try to go to the moon or anything and just try to fly out there, how far away you think a person could get and live?
Well, it depends on how much fuel. It depends on how fast the thing is going. How much
Yeah.
food, water.
What if we gave them just like a ton of all that stuff and we just sent them out? Like, I mean, if
he could last a year or 10.
It's if it was just fuel and I mean it's like if they could eat and stuff, and then they could just go and yeah.
Well,
Could they live 10 years in space, flying?
If the ship was big enough, if it had artificial gravity, meaning you have a ring.
No artificial gravity like right now.
Oh, people that go into space, the longer they're in space, the worse they get osteoporosis. Young people get osteoporosis.
So how
being
far
in
would
space.
they get? Could they get to the solar system and live?
People have lived on the space station for a year at a time. The
So
longest, I
how
think, the
far-
longest someone has lived in
How
space
far
has been a
out
year.
would they get in 1 year?
Well, it depends on how fast they're going.
What do you think?
the cruising speed. How
Cruising
fast would
speed?
that
They skip
Well,
the moon.
let's say, for example, that
Well, we don't have much time. It's estimate.
it was a
quickly.
rocket
Would they-
going the
would
same
they-
speed
Would they
that
make
we
it out of the
sent
solar
them-
system? That's it.
No.
All right. How about to Mars?
Probably to Mars.
All right.
Maybe Jupiter.
Okay, that's the answer.
In a year.
Mars, maybe Jupiter. Hey, everybody, we made it through the end of the program without dying.
Or going unconscious.
Yeah.
Or going out to outer space.
Thanks, and without talking to anybody on the phone, too. Thanks, Freddie. Thanks, Dan Dobler. Thanks, Carl and Dan. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Kenny.
My pleasure.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Prune Juice.
Episode number and date and day of the week. Thank you.
Too much sharing, Dan.
I don't actually drink prune juice.
11:30 p.m. at 2 a.m.
Prune juice is okay to drink. Don't be ashamed. YDHWM.com.
I've tried it. I don't care for it.
YDHWM.com on
Oh,
Facebook, Twitter,
It's not for
YouTube.
flavor.
It's got a
360-836-4384.
You can leave a message if you like.
Crew, you guys want to be in the crew? I'm not doing anything if you want, though.
Yeah, prune juice has got a
Or leave us
alone.
stigma
FBI.
to it.
TCTV, thank you. Lobebo.com, check it out. It's like a feeling. Wow, Jordy E, fabulous. Thurston
Why
County,
they say
Washington,
prune juice?
USA.
It's actually plum juice.
Well,
Prunes come from plums.
Viewers and listeners, hell yeah, dog. Yeah, they
Arf, plum juice.
Arf, juice.
Plum.
Dehydrated.
Well,
Yeah,
that's if
maybe
it's a
they-
prune,
did
but
they dehydrate it and then rehydrate it?
well, I think they squeeze
Why,
out the
y'all?
juice and